All right. We are live here. First live stream ever. My first live stream that I have ever done. And you know what? Thought it would be fun. And we're going to find out if that's true or not. We're going to find out number one, if it's true for me. Is it fun for me? Am I having fun? Because that's number one. And number two, are you having fun? Or are you, the audience, even watching this? That's going to be the other question. I just want to have some fun with this and cover the latest Apple updates that I'm running into. I thought once a month, like just scroll through the headlines and just see what's going on out there. I thought that might be pretty cool to do. This doesn't have to be long, but this is my first shot at live streaming. Uh, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to give it a whirl. And I do have an agenda, though. I did think that far enough ahead. Um, And, I had to switch to Chrome for this. I don't know if how many people are really using Chrome who have extensively used Safari and then like switched to Chrome. I can't imagine. I love Safari. But the first thing I noticed, I mean, I've used Chrome before, but I was going through articles in Chrome for, I thought, let's open up Chrome here because I have to do the live stream through Chrome, using Chrome on YouTube. And where is reader mode in Chrome? I couldn't even find it anywhere. And I even went to the help menu, type reader, not there. Is there not a reader mode in Chrome? I don't know. I don't know how you survive without it, to be honest with you. I'm a little bit ADHD. I need those news articles to be simple, clean. I can't have a bunch of ads popping and shining on each side. But anyway, well, fun week. I did upgrade. I traded in my old iPad Air for the M5 iPad Pro. I was waiting on this device. I wanted to trade. I had an iPad Pro before and went to the Air, and I wasn't happy with the battery life, even sometimes the performance. It was an M2 iPad Air. But the screen as well, the display was also not comparable. I mean, the refresh rate is amazing on the iPad Pro. And Face ID. I really missed Face ID on the iPad Air. I don't know why can't they do that? I don't understand. I mean, it's an M2, you would think, but got the new iPad Pro. Really like it. It is. I did a video on this, so I'm not going to like redo my whole video, but really enjoying how smooth this device is. It is really fast. The refresh rate up to 120 hertz. Gorgeous. Really nice. Battery life is better for me now. Love Face ID. And yeah, so I'm on board. Definitely on board. So I just realized I didn't clean my screen. How do you clean your screen on your iPad? What are you doing? So I got we as a family, someone gave us like 2,000 of these things for Christmas last year. So we have them everywhere. They're in every drawer. And I could sell half our supply. I could sell half our supply on eBay right now and still have enough to get me through the next millennium. So, but yeah, that's how I clean my screen. Just use the old lens wipes. So there we go. Nice and clean. Much, much better. So anyway, I'm curious. I'm going to skip actually and look through. I'm going to skip ahead on my little agenda and thinking about the M5 right now and what's out there. The Apple Store, as I flip to it, you know what? I just realized when I'm live streaming, can I not share my screen? Hold on. What does this do? Bear with me. I told you. It's my first go. And let's see. Let's get that out of the way. Share screen. It can be done. It can be done. So I'm going to allow that. There it is. Apple Store. Share tab audio. I want you to hear me. There we go. Like an upgraded device within the next 5 years. I don't even know how they're gonna do that because this thing is amazing. And I feel that way too about my iPad Pro M2. Uh, that so I didn't always feel this way. You buy an Apple device and wondering how, is this gonna start feeling slow, whatever. No, I don't think that's gonna happen for a long time, especially if you have an iPad Pro or any of the Pro devices. Um, but I also want to look here, like then I get over here and I go Apple Vision Pro. Okay, the new M5 chip is in it. I would love to try one of these on, but if I've ever been into the Apple store and looked at them and they're just sitting there and you're like, man, how many people put this on their face? I just can't do it. It looks really interesting in the videos. I am just not that guy that's going to be sitting on my couch with that on my face. Um, but man, it looks cool. When I see the demos, it looks cool, but this is not going to be me. I'm not going all in on the cyborg life. Yeah. So, all right. Let me unshare. Stop sharing here. There we go. Now, so speaking of so I brought up the M5 and the iPad Pro here because one of the articles I came across that I wanted to talk about was the window management here. I wanted to talk about the M5 performance compared to, and I was looking for an article about this, compared to the M1. And Mac Rumors has actually a really good article on this. Again, sitting here wishing I had a reader mode in Chrome so that I could share this without. I cannot believe there's no reader mode. And somebody maybe will leave a comment and go, dude, it's right there. But I'm going to share this. I'm going to share the screen here for this. Okay. So yeah, I'm looking here, 5 years of Apple Silicon, M1 to M5 performance comparison. Because when the M1 came out, it was such a jump in 2020. And so now you think, well, how much more speed would I need, at that time? So just looking here, let's see, how does the M5 measure up to per Apple M5? So 6 times faster CPU and GPU performance, 6 times faster AI performance, which, by the way, AI, when we're talking about AI, it's anything going on locally on the machine, not like when you're on ChatGPT's website or Claude's website or whatever, or anything that Apple is doing with Apple Intelligence, which so far it feels like that's all still in the oven. I'm like, come on, what is going on with this? But I am curious to see what happens over the next 12 months because I saw that they were teaming up with Google on some stuff. So hopefully that's right. That's the article I should have in front of me right now. But so much faster performance with AI stuff, but that includes like transcription. Like if you are transcribing on your phone or your iPad, it's going to be faster with the M5. 7 point. There is no M5 on a phone, but didn't mean to say that really. 7.7 times faster AI video processing. I'm going to be real honest, and I don't know why that matters to me, but that's because I don't do any AI video processing, and maybe I should be. Maybe it's time. So far, I don't feel like I need it, whatever it is. And 3D rendering is faster, gaming performance 2.6 times faster, and so on. Then you've got all these details down here that I'm not going to get into, but it is amazing what Apple is continuing to do with these chips beyond the M1, because when the M1 hit, it was like, man, this is off the rails fast. So yes, it's going to continue to be really interesting. Okay. So speaking of the latest and greatest, I am curious to know. So I looked at the iPhone Air at the Apple Store, and I had 2 thoughts. One, very cool. Man, very slick, device. Uh, and while holding it in my hand, I didn't feel like, oh, this is going to break. As soon as I put it in my pocket, it wasn't like that. I, but I did not feel as confident with that in my hand. I did not feel as confident that maybe, my chances of breaking it haven't gone up. I'm, I'm like, I don't want to break my iPhone, especially one that's more expensive like the iPhone Air. But it's really interesting. I feel like it's almost like an experiment. Um, they couldn't make the lenses for the cameras thinner, so they made that the top part thicker, and I don't know. It feels like a beta to me, but it was cool to hold in my hand. Like, wow, this is a really, really interesting device, and it's for some people. It's not for me. Um, all right. So the iPhone Air, very interesting. Now, let's go over to something I want to talk about as well, the sleep score. So iOS 26.2 betas have a big change to the sleep scores grading system, and that's going to be coming out. This is an article from 9 to 5 Mac, and he's talking about the improvements there. How many of you are paying attention to your sleep score each day? And I find it really enjoyable and interesting. I wear my Apple Watch when I sleep most of the time, and I love to see how low my heart rate got. Like sometimes my heart rate is like, I never knew that my heart rate was getting down into the upper 40s when I was sleeping. No clue until I started doing this. And I've actually been going to bed earlier. Like I'm not trying to increase my sleep score because it's like I've gamified it, but it's I'm realizing, wow, I'm actually feeling better. I'm going to bed earlier and all this stuff. And this provides a little extra insight into it. Um, so these refinements that are coming out are going to make it even better. So if you're not using sleep score and you're interested in your sleep, you don't have to wear the Apple Watch, I guess. Um, I don't know how that would work. I guess it just measures it based on when you went to bed. Did you pick up your phone? Like you went to bed and then picked up your phone again at midnight, because you couldn't sleep. Did it, I think that's going to count you off, things like that. But the changes that are coming are going to make it even more interesting. So check out Sleep Score. And I would be curious in the comments to know if anybody's using it and what you make of it. Without these changes that are upcoming in 26.2, I'm already on board. And when I get a good sleep score, I'm like, all right, I did it. I nailed it. So yeah, interesting. But most of the time, I mean, you're going to get the sleep you're going to get. Okay, great. But you're not going to gamify your whole life and like, well, my life's not worth living unless I gamify it. But the sleep score can tell you, hey, maybe there's some things you're not paying attention to. Get off your screen at night and go to sleep, right? Like just freaking do it. And I hear like my my partner and I, we just watch a show at night, pop in Apple TV and um, you know, we both fall asleep while watching that within like 15 minutes. I mean, it happens, that's how we go to sleep. I don't sit up on my phone anymore and just scroll or whatever. It's maddening. And I felt like my life was slipping away. Whenever I was doing that, I'd say 99% of the time, maybe one out of 100 nights, I might just sit there and like look at the news or something if I'm really struggling. But so yeah, sleep score, very interesting. And talking about Apple TV and going on to the next topic here, I'm not trying to make these a smooth segue, but I also am curious to know if anybody is watching the new Pluribus show. Apparently, there was an Apple TV outage that did affect the Pluribus launch, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this show. Like I am so excited about this show. And I'm going to share my screen again here. This one Interesting. I love that it's Vince Gilligan who was involved in X-Files and Breaking Bad. And man, I just think he's an interesting creator. And oh, and Better Call Saul. Now, why don't they mention X-Files here? But looks like a really, really interesting. Oops, I didn't mean to stop sharing. Hold on. Yeah, we're live. It looks like a really interesting, very weird show with a sci-fi vibe to it. If you haven't watched the trailer, here's a taste of it.
Good morning. Anything we could do to cheer you up?
I don't know what the audio is.
When you are thick as stone,
I love that vibe, like an empty store. What the hell's going on?
Hey, Carol.
We just want you to be happy.
It's like a hive mind kind of vibe here. Like,
Can I ask a question?
Certainly. What would you like to know?
How do I reverse all this?
and don't be afraid of the dark.
So I guess she's kind of this cynical character who is immune to whatever the heck is going on with reality. And so looks like a really interesting show. I'm looking forward to watching that. Great content on Apple TV. I can't afford to get every service out there. I don't do it. I'm not going to do it. But, this kind of show, man, sign me up. I will cancel Disney in a second so that I can have some stuff like this. I just find it really interesting. So yeah, that's going to be fun. Lastly, I am curious to know, and again, I'm trying to prompt a response here. Look, see the ads. The ads are just killing me. They're killing me. I can't concentrate. And there's no reader mode. Again, I'm saying it again. If there is, I'm not seeing it. It's not here. Look, do you see a reader? I'm not sharing my screen. So I saw this article on Cult of Mac, which, I kind of feel like this is a little bit of a clickbaity kind of headline for this, but weak spot. And so I'm like, oh, why is that? Why is the Mac Apple's weak spot? I'm doing great. Like I actually tried with the M5 iPad Pro. I took a day and I'm like, I'm going to pretend like I am switching to the iPad Pro instead of using a Mac. And I thought, what do I do every day? And I'm not like a video producer or anything like that, but I just thought through all the different things I might be doing. Oh, not going to work for me. There's a great channel. Tech Dad is his channel, and he does a lot of great stuff on just using the iPad with an external monitor. And, he's been able to do it. He's got some great videos, by the way. I love his channel. And there was no way I could do it. So I see this article. I'm like, the Mac is Apple's weak spot. I mean, I feel like the Vision Pro is the weak spot. Like, who wants this thing? I know some people do, but like, that feels like the weak spot to me. But then I read it, the Mac isn't carrying its weight. In fact, let me turn the gain down here. In fact, it's Apple's lowest selling product line, sitting behind even the Apple Watch. Okay, well, there's probably some reasons for that. It means a big cost difference and so on. So despite macOS being a standout platform, it lags far behind Windows. I'm like, what? Lags behind Windows where it matters? Worldwide adoption. No, I mean, okay, yeah, that's important. You need worldwide adoption, but that's not the thing that's most important. What's most important is it's a great device with a good operating system that's dependable and is easy to learn and use for everything from your basic consumer to prosumer to professional level stuff. And man, it checks every box. So I was like, okay, this is kind of clickbait here. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I get that they're like, hey, they need to do something different. Here it is. Apple needs a budget MacBook. I mean, there already is a budget MacBook. I mean, you're gonna really have a Mac with the kind of quality that Apple brings for $500 brand new out there? I don't think so. That doesn't feel like that's realistic. Um, so so yeah, I'd be really curious on your thoughts on this idea that the Mac is Apple's weak spot, and that okay, great, they're going to take some risks here, maybe add some features and things like that's great and everything, but I don't think we can call it the weak spot. I welcome changes, improvements, and any kind of updates, anything we could do different, but man, there's no way that you call it the weak spot. But anyway, so when it comes to Apple news, I have covered all the stuff that you're probably not going to take the time to read about here today. This is very interesting. Live streaming. It's a little nerve wracking because I'm the kind of person that edits the crap out of my videos. And then in the end, I'm like, wow, I really wish that was better. So when you're going to do something live, you're like, well, here we go. I'm just going to let it be what it is. And if I screw it up, it was live. I guess I could delete this, but I promise to myself that I'm not doing that. So I'm going to try to do this once a month. And any suggestions in the comments, I would welcome. I'm going to cut it off for now and jump back in December, see what updates have hit. Maybe there's something interesting coming down the pipe we could talk about, stuff that might pop between now and then for Christmas sales, or some stuff headed into 2026. So should be an interesting year for Apple. But boy, they've really set things up for themselves for with the M5 chip, because man, everything they've got going right now is just great. But all right, I sound like a fanboy there at the end. I know I do have critiques. I know I sound like I don't have any. I do have some critiques. That's what December will be all about. In the Christmas season, let's just bring all the critiques. I probably won't do that. So thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next live stream, and also on the next video. I'm continuing to produce what tutorials I can on various topics that I think people would find interesting and useful. My iPad Pro M5 review, that one did not click, but that's fine. I just keep going and I'm having fun with it. So thank you for watching. And hey, have a great coming up on holiday season. So enjoy all there is to enjoy. Okay, we're out. Peace.